Good evening, everyone. And this is I'd like to call to order a very special meeting of the Monrovia City Council this evening for our Monrovia Area Partnership Youth and Adult Leadership Academy graduation.
Mayor Adams, you muted somehow.
Okay, so we're back. I'm not sure at what point I got muted, but we will convene this special meeting this evening for the graduation of the Monrovia Area Partnership Youth and Adult Leadership Academy. This is a very special event, and I wish that we could do this in person, but with COVID-19, we can't. So I'm going to turn this over to Alex Akopian, our Neighborhood Services Program Coordinator. Alex, it's good to see you, and we appreciate what you do on all of this, so take it away. It's all yours. And I think you're muted.
Oh. No. Oh, just went. No.
I don't think you were muted, Alex. I think you're just, maybe your microphone wasn't working.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. I'll try not to scream, but well, let me know if I get muted again. Or else I'm just talking to myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and get the PowerPoint up for you guys. Alrighty, well, good evening, Council and Mayor Tom Adams. As Mayor Tom Adams stated, I am Alex Akopian, the Neighborhood Services Program Coordinator. In addition, tonight we have Lauren Davids-Meyer, our Neighborhood Services Administrative Assistant. Together, we will be giving you all a recap on the Monrovia Area Partnerships Adult and Youth Leadership Academies and recognize all of our youth and adult leaders that have graduated. Let me go to the next slide. So first, I will begin by sharing some highlights from the MAP Adult Leadership Academy. The first and most important highlight is that we are welcoming 15 new MAP leaders to join the MAP family. Second, due to the pandemic, the MAP team, along with many others, had to adapt to the new virtual world and re-strategize the outcome of our MAP academies. This then made the start to a virtual Adult Leadership Academy experience available for anyone to join over Zoom. This 8-week experience was taken very positively, considering the fact that we were able to continue providing our members of the community an opportunity to become a leader and continue being active, regardless of a pandemic being our new reality. In addition to the Academy being virtual, we also added a new class, which I will go into more detail on the next slide. We were also very fortunate enough to have 26 guest speakers participate in the experience, which I will go more into detail in the next few slides as well. Thanks to Lauren, we were also able to provide a very fun and interactive experience, which is really hard to do virtually, but we made it work. Our leaders were not only having fun, but they were also being tested on what they learned throughout the class. So it was also very educational. And that's in regard to the Jeopardy questions that Lauren put together. Another fun interactive approach we did was having our leaders submit photos for different challenges. For example, we had them send photos of themselves or their pets at their favorite spot in Monrovia. To make it even more interesting, we provided a gift card incentive to those who submitted the most creative and fun photos. Last but not least, even though we were all coming together virtually, it did not stop everyone from creating amazing friendships along the way. We have no doubt they will continue these friendships after tonight. So we're going to go ahead and move forward and jump into the class recap. So the first class that we had was MAP and You. This is where they were getting to know all about MAP and each other. And then the next class was the new class that I had mentioned prior to this slide, which is the History of Monrovia. In this class, we learned and touched on various historic parts of Monrovia, including the very beginning of Monrovia, our diversity, and our historic preservation. These were presented by our local historian, Steve Baker, Susie Ling, and CD Community Development Director, Craig Jimenez. The next class was our Local Government 101, and each of our leaders heard from all of our different various department heads. The next class was Achieving Community Trust, which is the ACT program, and our CAP officers gave us information on the ACT program and its importance to the community. The next class we had was how to preserve our neighborhoods, and of course we had our code enforcement crew come, and also in addition to that we had our environmental services come and give us tips and tricks on how to continue preserving our neighborhoods and different resources and information on how to continue making Monrovia a beautiful place to live. The next class was how to speak to council and host your own neighborhood meeting. We were thankful enough to have our Master Municipal Clerk, Alice Atkins, give us some details on speaking to council. So they'll all be ready to speak to all of you. And we also had the MAP team, myself, Lauren, and Sheila, give some useful tips and advice for hosting their own neighborhood meeting. The last class was our action class, which was testing the knowledge of our leaders that they gained during these 8 weeks. So Lauren, again, created an awesome Jeopardy game that encompassed all of the 8 weeks we had together and tested their knowledge. And they all did a really great job. So next, we wanted to make sure that we highlighted all of our guest speakers, because without them, we really wouldn't be able to have our Leadership Academy the way that it ended up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight all of these individuals and thank them. So the MAP team was involved, of course, Alex, myself, Lauren, and Sheila. And then we had our MAP leaders take the course at some points in the academies. And then for History of Monrovia, we had our city historian, Steve Baker. We had Susie Ling. We had our Community Development Director, Craig Jimenez. And then for our How to Be a Leader, we had the founder of the legendary Leadership Academy, Ed Nichols. Local Government 101 was City Manager Dylan Feek, Assistant City Manager Lauren Vasquez, Community Development Director Craig Jimenez, Administrative Services Director Buffy Bullis, Deputy Admin Services Director Alex Kung, Community Services Director Tina Cherry, Public Works Director Sean Sullivan, Police Chief Alan San Victorious, and last but not least, Fire Chief Brad Dover. For the next class, we had Achieving Community Trust, which was Captain Heath Harvey, Cap Sergeant John Donchig, Cap Officer Ian Vandenberg, our School Resource Officer Thomas Montez. And then the next class was How to Preserve Our Neighborhoods, which was our Neighborhood and Business Services Division Manager Sheila Spicer Batiste, Code Enforcement Officer Rick Macias. Fortunately, he's not with us anymore, but he'll definitely be a part of the Leadership Academy forever. Code Enforcement Officer Ken True, Commercial Code Enforcement Officer Christina Lavraga, Citywide and Weekend Code Enforcement Officer Cassie Pineda, Public Works Outreach Officer Jamie Bumia, and for How to Speak to City Council and Host Your Own Neighborhood Meeting, our Master Municipal Clerk Alice Atkins, and then the MAP team again. And then last but not least, our action class was our MAP leaders, so it was all about them. So thank you to all of our guest speakers. Again, we wouldn't be able to do the Leadership Academy without you guys. So now that concludes the adult, oh, actually, sorry, scratch that. So now we're gonna recognize all of our awesome adult leaders. We have here Blaine Shepard, we have Richard Beltran, we have Donna Baker. Next, we have Cindy Lee, Susie and Ron Seiger, Deborah Sinot. And then we have Larry Brasida, Jillian Gomez, Leo Shamadan. Next, we have Terry Prado, Catherine McCallum, Julie Sorensen, sorry about that. And then last but not least, we have Carol Daly, and we have Angelica Chavez. So now that concludes my portion of the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Lauren Davidsmeyer.
All right. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to go over the Youth Leadership Academy highlights. So the class of 2020 completed 8 works of virtual learning and they didn't skip a beat. We had 21 youth leadership graduates. Their main project, which they presented in week 8, was a build your own project, and that was a program that they would implement in the city. We had a variety of projects and they were all amazing. We participated in a socially distant drive-by event for our seniors at Levin Oaks and Brookdale. There they were able to express how much they missed and appreciated the seniors at those living communities by having a parade with signs, and it was a lot of fun. We have videos from that day. We had over 25 guest speakers, both on Zoom and in recorded videos. We had 7 of those videos, and they were shown in class, varying from ride-alongs to virtual tours to history. It was a new way for us to kind of communicate. And we had videos and photos, submissions for classes. That also was favorite places, pets, their self-care tip videos, a variety of ways that we could speak in photo form. And we had so many new friends. We have all made friends with each other, and it was a great experience. And although the Youth Leadership Academy was held virtually this year, our YLA participants stepped up and took their leadership skills to the next level. We can't wait to see what they do next. Watch out, Monrovia, because you have 21 new MAP leaders. All right, so a recap of our classes, similar to the adult classes, but with some more focus on our youth. So getting to know MAP and each other, we got to learn about each other and teach the youth about MAP. Our second class was caring for yourself and others. They learned about volunteering, self-care, and how to get involved. This is where they shared those self-care videos. How to be a leader was also taught by Ed Nichols. Our fourth class was the virtual tour of Monrovia, and so they got to take a tour of our facilities and meet staff in each of those facilities. We did a virtual ride-along with CAP officers. They taught us about the police department and a day in the life of an officer. Our next class was public speaking do's and don'ts. Our community development director, Craig Jimenez, gave tips and tricks for public speaking that they could implement in their everyday life. We had career day. We had Katie Chick from the adult school come and review resumes and give tips for interviews for their future. We also had an adult leadership and a youth leadership graduate, Layla Spicer and Edward Mejia. They both gave tips on how to get into college because Layla's at Howard, and Edward is working at Disney, so the kids are very excited by that. They found out some cool behind-the-scenes information. And then our action class was them presenting their BYOP projects, and it ranged from community gardens to STEM research. It was impressive. And then to shout out our guest speakers, so from our first class, Alex, myself, and Sheila, and our leaders. From our next class was the Foothill Unity Volunteer Program Manager, Sandra Ware, our Foothill Unity Development Director, Reina Martinez, Library Manager, Carrie Vance, Youth Services Librarian, Anush Balian, Recreation Manager, Rebecca Sandoval, Recreation Supervisor, Tiffany Peterson, and Recreation Specialist, Anna Braze. From our How to Be a Leader class was our legendary Leadership Academy founder, Ed Nichols. From our virtual tour was City Manager Dylan Feek, Assistant City Manager Lauren Vasquez, Planning Division Manager Sherry Bermejo, Firefighters Cody Kubak and Brian Cofield, our CAP Officer Ian Vanderberg, Public Works Management Assistant Jaden Louie, Recreation Manager Rebecca Sandoval, and our Library Manager Carrie Vance. Our virtual ride-along featured CAP Sergeant John Donchig, CAP Officer Ian Vanderberg, and our School Resource Officer Thomas Montez. Our public speaking do's and don'ts, our Community Development Director Craig Jimenez. Our career day was our Monrovia Adult School Job Developer and ROP Coordinator Katie Chick, our Adult MAP Leader Edward Mejia, and MAP Youth Leader Layla Spicer, and then our action class was our MAP Leaders. So thank you to everyone who participated because it was very fun and we enjoyed your presence. And these are a few photos of our seniors and our cars that were decorated for the parade. We do have a quick little minute video of passing Levin Oaks and Brookdale, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you to everyone that participated. And then our graduates. So we have Kylie Valentine, Troy Valentine, Joseph Figueroa, Carlos Martina, Antoinette Body, and Guadalupe Hilario. Trenton Candia, Supriya Unial, Patrick Williams, and Isabel Ramirez. Jacob Pretty, Madison and Kayla Griffiths, and Ashley Vicinio. And not pictured is Chelsea Wong, Gerard Paredes, Luca Ammon, Moses Soto, Marcel Kordaluski, Laura Liu, and Julian Jara. And congrats, class of 2020. You guys did it. First virtual class.
Yay. And before we move forward to some questions and comments, we just wanted to make note of a few things. So as you know, previously in past years, we would have council present each leader with their MAP t-shirt and their certificate. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we weren't able to do that this year. So we tried to reinvent something and came up with a grab and go socially distant event that took place at Library Park, where we had both our youth leaders and adult leaders come to the park and do a grab and go of their bags so they could get their MAP goodies, which included their certificate from signed by Mayor Tom Adams. They got their MAP t-shirt. They also got a MAP hat, considering that this academy is very different. So we wanted to add a little bit something extra special. And then also there were some more celebratory items. But in addition to this, each leader will be mailed a USB flash drive with all of the presentations and resources provided during all 8 classes. So that way they can have the academy with them forever. And then also City Council, I want you guys to just taking into consideration the sensitivity of all of your time, we unfortunately could not show you any videos from either of the academies showing the great work they did and the overall virtual experience. Although, if you would like to view any of the video footage captured during the Adult or Youth Leadership Academies, just please let myself or Lauren know what it is you'd like to see exactly, and we would be more than happy to email that over to you guys. That concludes our presentation, so we would definitely welcome any questions or comments.
Any questions from the council for Alex?
Not a question, just a comment. Great job and congratulations to all the graduates. We'll look forward when we can all meet in person to celebrate and also to see you around the community.
And I'd like to add that my congratulations to all of you. I would very much like to see videos of the presentations. They're always impressive. Yeah. So if you could get to me, I appreciate it. But welcome to your new leadership roles in the city, and we look forward to hearing from all of you with your opinions and thoughts and comments about the city of Monrovia.
And I would like to congratulate all of our graduates. Number one, for committing the time to this. But I want to throw out a little challenge to all of you that this is just the beginning. This graduation should not be the end. You share this program with your friends and neighbors. Hopefully they can take advantage of it. But truly develop yourself into that MAP leader, the neighborhood leader, so that you can share all the information that you've learned with those that you know. And the more we know about how things work, the better off our whole community can be. And I do want to thank Alex and your staff for putting together a great program. I know it's been challenging under COVID-19, but you've done a tremendous job.
I would also like to thank all of you for taking the time out to participate in the Leadership Academy. The staff, thank you for your hard work. Another one under our belt. Also, I want to take the time out because I know this is Sheila's last Leadership Academy for the youth and the adults. You know, this all started, I believe, back in 2008 and 2009. And I was one of the original MAP leaders to go through the Leadership Academy. And I know staff has spent a lot of time, you know, putting this together. And it has really turned out to be something that is spread all over the United States. We're still a part of Neighborhood USA. When we attend the conferences in different parts of the United States, we end up bringing back information from the conference and instituting it here the Monrovia way. But Sheila, you have been very instrumental in all the hard work that you've put into the Leadership Academy. And just because you're retiring doesn't mean you can't come back and be a part of the Leadership Academy. Okay?
Absolutely. She needs to come back. Amen, amen.
All right, girl. All right, girl. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Lauren and Alex. Thank you guys so much for a beautiful academy.
No problem.
And all the participants.
Thank you, thank you.
And it's so nice seeing all the MAP shirts and the logos out there. Thank you, Donna. It's so nice seeing those all. You're all wearing them so proudly. And go forward and preach this, because this is what makes Monrovia what it is. So I congratulate you all. I thank you all. And I just sadly wish that we could do this as we normally would have in the past, where we could spend some time with you. But unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we can't. We also have another meeting coming up in a few minutes, so I'll ask the council if there's any other comments. If not, we'll move on. Okay. Alex, thank you so much.
Mayor Tom Adams, could I bother you guys to take a snapshot of a photo of this? I know we usually have our photo all together, but we could just try to make it work with all these little boxes.
You know what? If you can do it, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do a snapshot on my laptop. So everyone get ready to smile in 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Awesome. And then we do have a second page, so I'm gonna go ahead and take one more. So again, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, cheese. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, Mayor Tom Adams, for letting me do that, and thank you for council for everything and letting us present to you guys today.
Okay, thank you again. Congratulations to everyone. And maybe when COVID-19 is over, if it ever will be, maybe we could kind of redo this and do it in person, and we'll look forward to seeing you all then. So thank you for your work, your effort, and your participation, and continuing on to continue to make Monrovia the great place that it is. Thank you all.
And I just want to say that Alex and Lauren were amazing on this virtual tour that we all took.
All right.
Hooray.
All right, Mayor and Council, we're going to go ahead and remove all our fantastic Academy participants and graduates, and a big congratulations from City Clerk too, and we'll get ready for our next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hasta
Thank
luego.
you.